welcome to Paris for the 2016 edition of the French Open. The second Grand Slam of the year is always one of the season's highlights. And with the world's best continuing to raise the bar, this is an extra special fortnight. Six-time Roland Garros champion Bjorn Borg is as excited as anyone.
To watch these guys play like Djokovic, Wawrinka and all the other top players, they're playing unbelievable tennis. And that's what everybody wants to see, including myself.
A man in demand, defending champion Stan Wawrinka arrived in the French capital full of poise and purpose following victory in Switzerland.
It's good. I'm good. Really happy to be back here for after what I did last year, of course. Really happy also with my week in Geneva. It was a really important week for me. So happy to get the trophy at home.
I think just walking through the gates here will give him quite a lift, and you know, it's a massive thing to know you've done it once before.
It's going to be, I think, interesting French Open for sure. We have Novak Murray just won Roma, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to get through.
Last year's beaten finalist also had plenty to cheer in the opening week at Roland Garros. Novak Djokovic celebrating his 29th birthday and an incredible 200 weeks at #1 in the Emirates ATP rankings.
If you look at his dominance over the last couple of years, it is truly magnificent because he is playing at a time when the quality at the very top of the game has probably never been higher. And for 200 weeks at #1 and his record in the majors of late and the Masters 1000 is absolutely phenomenal.
He's 29 years old, he has 29 Masters titles, that's some nice symmetry there. He's going to keep growing that amount, and the way he's separated himself from the pack is really pretty impressive.
It's remarkable when you look at how successful he's been, especially at the biggest events, the Masters 1000s, the Grand Slams, and how consistent he has been. And the fact that already he has 200 weeks, and you look at how viable he is on all surfaces, you look at how healthy he's been, you look at how consistent he has been. I mean, he is going to have to start being considered when you look at the greatest players that have ever played the sport, and obviously a huge part of that are the rankings and how many weeks he is #1, how many weeks consistently he is #1.
That rankings milestone puts Djokovic 5th on the all-time list for the most weeks spent at #1, a feat that comes as no surprise to a fellow player who Novak grew up with.
I know this guy for a very, very, very long time, and the effort that he has put to be in the position where he is right now is definitely justified with the results that he's making right now, and I wish him 400 weeks more.
When we were like 12 or 13 or something like that, his dad will always believe in him that he's going to be the greatest of all time, that he's going to win everything, he's going to have most Grand Slam titles, and Novak always believed, and now we are seeing it happening, and I think it's amazing what he's doing, and I honestly believe he's going to be the best of all time.
Having come so close last year, Novak is even more desperate to complete the career Grand Slam.
I was a few sets away from winning a title, but I lost to a better player. The kind of a relationship that Stan and I have, we showed our true and honest respect to each other. And then that post-match trophy ceremony, when I got standing ovation for a minute, I'll keep that in my mind, definitely coming into Roland Garros, and that's something that motivates me and wants me to get there as soon as possible.
I think Novak is still the guy to beat. I mean, probably his main goal this year is to win the French Open.
A whole host of players, including a number of promising next-gen stars, were eager to make their mark at this year's tournament, all aiming to take the crown from Stan the Man.
The memory from last year, come back as defending champion, come back where I play my best tennis, it's going to be something special, so I'm looking forward for it. That was my best match of my career for sure, against the #1, against Novak in the Grand Slam final was something amazing for me.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, the climax on clay. We'll have a reaction to the conclusion to this year's French Open. And time to go green. We look ahead to the 2016 grass court swing. Don't forget to log on to atpworldtour.com and chat with us on the ATP's official social network, MyATP, powered by Vixlet, and on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. See you next week.